Hello, friends. Hello, hello. My name is Janessa Oriel, and I'm the head of community here at Sell with Amy, and I am so excited to be able to be here live. I missed last week, and I'm back today, and I'm excited to be able to be back for my favorite Thursday tradition. So I'm really excited to be able to come here and talk about hard things, the hard things. So I'm here to talk about that nagging thing on your list or in the back of your mind that you're currently avoiding. What are you currently avoiding for your business? What's that one thing that you know that you should do, or it's just been sitting on the back shelf and waiting for the right time? It's challenging because oftentimes we have something, we all know what we need to do to get better to achieve our goals, right? Can we agree on that? Drop me a note in the comments if you can agree on that. You know that in order to grow your business, you want to make sure that you're connecting with people, ideally on Amy, in a one-on-one fashion, building those relationships, making sure that you know that people are enjoying their experiences with your products or what they've purchased from you. Hi, Jacqueline. And so we know that is building those relationships is going to yield more sales. We know that doing Amy to-dos will yield more sales. We sometimes ignore the to-dos that are sitting here waiting to be done. You can see I've done one to-do today, but maybe you're ignoring reaching out and re-engaging past customers. Now, not to throw my daughter under the bus or anything, but we can see I've got 14 things sitting here total, just waiting. Sometimes we ignore these and we make excuses because we don't want to put forth the effort. Maybe it's 10 o'clock at night and it's entirely too late to re-engage those past customers, especially via text, right? Um, that's true, but also recognizing that the next day, right, tomorrow, if it's 10 o'clock at night, you can set aside a time to be able to re-engage those past customers to make sure that they're liking what they purchased, and more importantly, to see if there's anything else that they need from you, especially if you're pushing towards uh, I've seen a number of posts for friends that are pushing towards specific incentives, earning points, looking for recruits, doing things like that. The best way, as we know, to be able to get those points is to connect and re-engage with past customers and make sure that you're aware and recognize when you're making excuses. Okay. If you're making excuses because you waited until 10 o'clock at night to open your Amy, you opened Amy knowing that you cannot actually do your to-dos in Amy at 10 o'clock at night. But it's sort of this faulty trick. So I want you to recognize when you're making excuses and then also put a plan in place to be able to make things happen to achieve those points or to achieve those sales or to achieve or to connect with individuals to encourage them to join your company as a recruit, right? I want you to recognize the patterns that you're putting yourself in, especially in a month like January, right after we're still fatigued from December or fourth quarter sales and promotions and really pushing to make sure that your 2021 ended on a good note. We want to make sure that we don't bypass the first full month of 2022. It's a J month, friends, and previously, and obviously this year too, there's a lot of promotions and incentives to be able to get people to work their businesses. But what I want to remind you is, I don't want you to think so big that you're not necessarily breaking things down into daily tasks or sometimes hourly tasks. So hi Becky, hi Carolyn, hi Christina. Thanks so much for joining me and chiming in here live. So what am I going to encourage you to do? I'm going to encourage you to take a good hard look at your business and what you're trying to achieve and then break that down into a daily goal. We talked about that 2 weeks ago when I was here live. I want to encourage you, if maybe Amy is the thing that you're ignoring, we're not offended here at Sell with Amy, here on Team Amy. We're not offended at all. We recognize that this is work. We recognize that this is connection. And sometimes we're too pooped to do this. But I encourage you to schedule some time to tackle either logging your orders for our friends who don't have partnership. We want to make sure that you have the products and the orders in Amy to connect with your customers in a timely fashion. So you're providing that really stellar customer service. For our friends who do have partnership, lucky ducks, we want to make sure that you're taking the time to follow the to-dos that are being given to you. You want to make sure that you're following up with these re-engaged past customers. You can see it's been 3 months since I've reached out to all these friends. This is a perfect opportunity because we know that what we do today is actually going to it's going to impact our business 90 days from now. So lo and behold, 90 days ago, you can see I went through and I reached out to a number of individuals, and Amy selected these friends for me to connect with to make sure that I am providing, again, the best customer service possible. Maybe for you, it's not doing this. Maybe you're all caught up to date in Amy, but you're currently wanting to set up a like an email campaign using some other service, right? As we know, Amy doesn't do mass messaging. We know that we don't do mass messaging. That is entirely on purpose and so we recognize that, but maybe that's something that you know that you've been wanting to do to add to your Amy one-on-one relationship building. Maybe sitting down and time boxing some time to be able to set up an email campaign, again, using an external service would be an ideal situation. Or maybe you want to go through your contacts and you want to go ahead and maybe you want to filter them to see, connect with those that are, for example, your recruit prospects, right? So you can apply that and you can apply and you can connect with those individuals. If you're looking to build on your recruits, that's the best way to go about it. So I'd love to hear in the comments, whether it's here live, probably won't be live because I want to keep this short, or even after the fact, if you're watching this on the replay or over on YouTube, thanks so much for joining. I'd love to hear what's the one thing that you might be avoiding in your business that could do really big things. And I recognize if you don't want to say it out loud, it's okay. It's totally fine to actually write it down for yourself on a Post-it, stick it on your computer, carry it in your purse, whatever works best for you. I really just want you to make sure that you're making those daily strides towards your goals. I want to make sure that you don't miss opportunities because you are not recognizing where you might be dragging your feet. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. Again, live or replay, I look forward to seeing your responses in the comments. Again, whether it be here on Facebook or if you're watching over on YouTube, I would love to be able to see the replies in the comments too. I know you can do it. You know you can do it. You just need to go ahead and recognize that maybe it's time to set some time aside on the calendar if that's something that works for you. Jacqueline says sitting down with a timer and actually working the whole time versus getting distracted. Absolutely. It's so hard. One of the things that's beautiful about phones is we can carry them everywhere. The negative is that there is always a distraction sitting there. There's always some sort of entertainment or something more intriguing to be able to encourage you to divert your attention away from the things that matter. But I love that idea, Jacqueline, of setting a timer and making sure that you're working the whole time and connecting with your customers. Myra's avoiding reaching out to past customers, never knowing what to say. I got you there, Myra. Yes, so there's a reason that we have these message templates. Let me quickly go through and provide a refresher on those message templates. If you select the account tab and go to message templates, these are all the message templates that we have. Now, anytime you're getting a to-do, you're going to have a specific message template associated with that to-do. I'll show you how to get to it when you're actually working to-dos as well. But if we were to, for example, reach out to a customer, if you get a to-do to reach out to a customer, you have a message template to get started. Now, this is not the default message template. You can always restore the default message template by selecting Restore Default Message Template. It's mad at me. Okay, my apologies. But we give you the words to say, and I encourage you, even when you're scared, connect with please, even when you're scared, use the default message template and reach out to your customers using the default message templates. I said I would share with you how you can actually go ahead and find that message template from to-dos. If you're in the to-do screen here, re-engage past customers, we're going to open this one here, and it says you last updated your message template 7 months ago. Update now. Let me make sure I'm pointing to the right spot. So right here where it's in that teal color, update now, you can go ahead and do that, and you can see that this is the message template that's here. And you can go ahead and just hit restore the message template and it'll give you what the gist or the intent of that message is. Now, of course, make changes to make sure it sounds like you. But in reality, we make this so it's pretty easy to plug and play. I'm going to save that default and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to text Tom and I'm just going to send out that to do. So I encourage you, even when you're scared, and more importantly, especially when you're scared, reach out. Do those to-dos, follow up, use those message templates because we want to make sure that we give you all that you can so you don't have to be scared to connect with your customers. Will they always reach back out to you? Nope. They won't, because why? We're busy. We're running around and whatnot. But the message templates are designed to encourage participation and asking a question back. And they may say, Myra, I don't know who this is. And you can say, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. It's been so long since we've connected. You last spoke with me about, and then you can refer to the past purchase, right? Or the party that they attended, or so forth and so on. How do you know all that information? You go ahead and you tap on their profile and you can see a purchase history. You can see all the any notes that you may have recorded on that particular customer. We give you those tools at your fingertips so that way you can have that incredible those incredible conversations with your customers and make them really feel seen and heard. Becky says, being more intentional about connecting with customers every single day. Absolutely. We know the best months come from the most intentional through working your business intentionally and ideally daily. And so Amy was created exactly for that. So thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to hearing what else, what other things maybe individuals have been avoiding in their businesses. And we're here to only encourage and support, of course. And so I look forward to seeing your responses there. Thanks again. Let's look forward to wrapping the rest of January up very strongly. Thanks so much. Bye, friends.